Thank you for joining us this day. This is a series of educational videos your staff thought would be helpful for us to produce during this Holy Week, so that if you are participating with Holy Week with us at Church of Our Saviour, these instructional videos might help you experience that service or that worship experience just a little bit better. We are in Thursday of Holy Week. We often call this day Maundy Thursday. That Maundy of Maundy Thursday, it's not Monday. That's often what my daughters say. It's actually Maundy, which comes from the Latin word mandatum, which means commandment. This evening, we remember from the Gospel of John, the night Jesus is arrested, the night he is betrayed, Jesus comes together with his disciples and they break bread. They have dinner. Part of the Maundy Thursday experience is remembering of the giving of the Holy Eucharist, which we understand as Christians to be more than just remembering. It's more than just simply remembering. It's a remembering that evokes from within us who we are, whose we are, who God is, and what that means for the world. So we remember ritually the giving of the Lord's Supper that we experience as Christians whenever we can. Usually every Sunday. In this circumstance, we can't experience the Holy Eucharist. And I've heard from many of you who already miss it, even after a few short weeks. So we remember the giving of the Lord's Supper as a way that we live into who Jesus is, living among us in this day. We remember the giving of the Lord's Supper. We then remember the giving of the mandatum, to love one another as Christ loved us, loving our neighbor as ourselves. Jesus gives us his second commandment, the mandatum, the night before he is arrested. And he tells them to love one another as he loves them, and then he washes their feet. An act of humility, an act of service. In the Roman Catholic Church, priests or bishops or cardinals or popes usually exclusively do the washing, and that's to connect that sense of vocation with the Lord's Supper, with that sense of vocation of service for those of us who are ordained. I and most of us, many of us in the Episcopal tradition, prefer for many people to wash hands, not just clergy, not just priests, but everyone, to wash their feet, to remember ritually that we are washing one another's feet because we love one another in authenticity and wholeness. Then, after the washing of the feet, the mandatum, the loving one another, we then are teleported, so to speak, into the abandonment, the betrayal of Jesus, which is why Maundy Thursday ends with the stripping of the altar. This slow, progressive abandonment of Jesus the night before he dies. One by one, his disciples fall asleep. Jesus keeps asking them, can you not stay awake one more hour with me? They fall asleep, one by one, until Jesus is alone, by himself, with his Maker, anticipating the outcome that he knows will occur. This is why we invite people to pray vigil with the host, the celebrated host of Holy Communion the night after Maundy Thursday into Good Friday, to wait with Jesus on his last night as he asked us to wait. You'll have the opportunity. We're going to try to live stream the host. Usually, the Holy Eucharist is celebrated on Maundy Thursday, and then it is not allowed to be celebrated again until the Easter Vigil. This year, with social distancing, we are not celebrating Holy Eucharist for Maundy Thursday because we're inviting people to break bread at home with their loved ones or whomever is in their household at home. And so the host you'll see in St. Luke's Chapel at the altar or Garden of Repose, however you describe it personally, is that ongoing host we had in the tabernacle, which is found in the room off the church. That's the host that we will be remembering. That host will be consumed by me on the morning of Good Friday, and we will not have host again until the celebration of Easter. There's a sense of the meaning of Maundy Thursday that there's a significant flip, right? On Palm Sunday, if you remember just a few days ago, on Palm Sunday, we are watching. We are participating, and we are called to say some of the lines from the crowd, but we are watching, we are viewing the retelling of the story of Holy Week. On Maundy, Thursday, this shifts. We are asked, we are implored to become participants in the story of who we are as those who follow Jesus. We are asked to physically put skin in the game and wash one another's feet. That as we remember Jesus being arrested, Jesus being killed, the abandonment of Jesus in the world, we are Christ's hands and feet in that absence. That shift begins on Maundy, Thursday, and will continue in Good Friday.